Hey guys, it's MC Fix It here. We have a Toyota RAV4 that we're going to be doing a front brake job on calipers and brakes, not just a pad swap. So you're want to stick around for this whole video to see the tools and the supplies and exactly how I did this. So this is the full lineup of all of the tools and the supplies that I use to make this project happen. So if you're doing the rears, you're going to want these brake pads. I'll put a link down in the description. It's a PDX 1212H and two sets of rotors at a YH200504HC. Again, you'll need two of those. There are two sets of pads in there. If you're doing the front, you're going to want the PX D1210H, and the rotors that go with that is a YH200505HC. And do note, if you have a third row, they do actually have bigger rotors, so you want to make sure to get that for your RAV4. And then here are the tools that I used. I like to wear gloves to keep things clean, a magnetic tray, a torque wrench, some kind of wrench. I did use my M12 for a lot of this. An impact gun to get the lug nuts off. You don't have to have that. You can just have a big breaker bar. You're going to need a 21, a 17, and a 14 millimeter. This right here is a torque stick to get it down to 94 foot-pounds. If you do bleed your brakes, you're going to need an 8 millimeter and something to catch it with. I do like to polish the hubs, so this works really well. I do have another video coming out very soon testing this against two other ones, and I did think the Titan was the best one, so I have that there. This right here is a little hack if your rotors are stuck. I don't know the exact size and thread on this, but it's a 1/2 inch. It goes right inside the hole on your rotor and pops it right off. So if you have some old bolts around, you might be able to figure that out. And if somebody knows what size it is, put it in the comment section below to help others out. Some kind of pry tool. I do like a hanger for the actual caliper. I 3D printed this one. You can also get metal ones. Pretty inexpensive to print if you have a printer. Wire brushes are really good as well to clean off the bracket. I do use Slide Glide brake lubrication. Some kind of hammer. This is a rubber mallet. Over here is my 5-pound heavy duty sledgehammer. I did have to use this because I live in the north. You're going to want something to compress the brake caliper pin. I do use a little bit of anti-seize, brake fluid, brake clean, some kind of towels and gloves. Make sure to also have a jack stand, and wheel chuck. So those are all the tools and the supplies that I used. You may find other ones work better for your particular job, but this is what I used and worked really well. Let's go ahead and start on the front right. We're going to go and turn the steering wheel all the way so you have really great access. You can do this on the other side as well. Just turn that steering wheel. You can see we have 2 bolts here and then 2 bolts behind it that we're going to need to take off. This is a size 14 millimeter. And this bottom one is as well. We're going to go ahead and grab our caliper off, having our hook ready to go. Sometimes this takes a little bit of back and forth. I'm going to go ahead and lift this up. Put this guy up and in. And like that. So then the hose is not going to get kinked at all. We have 2 more bolts to get. So there are 2 17 millimeter bolts we're going to need to get out. These ones should be on there pretty good. Then this whole piece should slide out. We can go ahead and remove the other brake pads. So we got to get all of these out. Sometimes they come out really easy, other times not. Depends how much rust and debris is on them. But go ahead and get all 4 of these guys out. Notice that these do look drastically different from the ones on the back, and that is okay. Mine do come with new ones. Make sure yours does as well. We need to go ahead and clean off these surfaces here really good where the brakes are going to sit, and I like to use a metal scrubbing tool to be able to do that. So these should be nice and clean after. Shouldn't be any bit of anything on them. We need to go ahead and take out the bolts for the slide pins. These should be able to move pretty freely, which I'll show you after we re-grease these. So go ahead and begin to push that down and pull that out. That should really not be that hard to do. Go ahead and clean it off really good. And you can see just how gross that was. Go ahead and grab some lubrication. This is Slide Glide, works really well for this kind of application. It's meant for high temps. You don't have to put a ton on, just enough to make sure it goes on there. Goes in, goes on there nice and clean and smooth. And that is what you should be able to do. You should be able to pull it back and forth. Unlike this, I can't do anything with it. It's pretty seized up, and that's not good news. You should be able to spin it pretty freely. So we're going to do this side as well. And again, it should be able to move very freely, clean up your area. And that looks really good right there. Next thing to do is go ahead and remove this rotor. So these rotors on all four have been really stuck. So this is a little kind of cheat you can do with some vehicles. Toyotas have this a lot of times. This is just a 1/2 inch. Completely taken off. Let's go ahead and clean this up. So we're going to go ahead and spray this down. That looks really good. You just want a good smooth finish on all of this. I also do like to add a little anti-seize right around the edge. You don't have to go crazy. I'm really not even putting much on at all, but it's just around this edge, all the way around. This will help in the future when I change these brakes and rotors next to be able to take this off nice and easy. So I do think it did not record. What I like to do is spray the backside with some brake cleaner, then use the actual bag to sit it up on here. So I am sorry that did not record, but it's a pretty easy step. I also have it on the rear ones if you do want to see what that looks like. Remember, the slide pins were already done on both sides. Those things slide really nicely, so we're going to go ahead and install that next. So at this point, I do like to take a lug nut and put it on the bottom so your caliper does stay nice up and down. It's not going to be perfect because it doesn't have the wheel there, but it will keep it from moving out. Go ahead and grab our bracket. Slide this behind here. Looking good. We're going to take those bigger bolts. I do like to put these in by hand. I know some people will be like, why don't you just wrench it down? I like to make sure I don't cross thread these. I think it's really important you take your time. And if they're clean, they should just go in really smooth and quick, just like that. And this is a 17 millimeter at 72 foot-pounds of torque. Perfect. Go ahead and do the lower one as well. And that is to torque. Perfect. We're going to go ahead and grab our brackets and install them. So these brackets are just going to fit perfectly into place. Should not take a lot of effort to push these in. If it does, you are definitely don't have it cleaned out well enough. Spend a little bit more time cleaning it out. I do always find the back side harder than the front though. I think mostly because you can't see. So those all look good right there. Go ahead and grab some good lubrication for brakes. This is Silk Glide. It's one of my favorite ones out on the market. Does not take a lot of this, and I do like to put it on a clean rag. And as I put this in, I always pull towards myself and then away on this side, so you're not getting any of it actually on the rotor. That looks good right there. Go ahead and grab our brakes. And none of these ones do have wear indicators, which is kind of strange. I'm used to a lot of Hondas that have wear indicators. So you don't have to really matter which side it goes in. Let's go and put these on first. So go ahead and push that one in. Should be able to come out if needed as well, so that is important. And you're going to do the same thing for this side. And right there, that looks perfect. It still does have the ability to move in there, so we are good right there. We are going to put a little bit of lubrication on the back side. Do not let this get anywhere but on the actual pads on the back. Don't ever let it get on the front. That right there is pretty good. So we'll go ahead and pull this off. Because of how small this hose is, I'm probably going to just go ahead and put the bolt in at the bottom. Not all the way, just a little bit. And then swing this down so we can properly put and compress this piston and put in the pads. We're going to go ahead and open up our brake fluid reservoir. I'm just going to set this right up here. So you only want to leave that brake reservoir open when you are pushing this back in. You don't want to leave it indefinitely open. To compress your caliper piston, you're going to take an old brake pad and make sure the back of it is touching it, and go ahead and use a tool like this. Begin to spin it slowly and allow it to compress back. You can start to see as I'm doing it, it's going further and further back, and then it'll go to where it stops. At that point, you go ahead and stop. That right there is it. We'll go ahead and unscrew this. Now you can close the brake reservoir. You can kind of clean this up a little bit if you'd like to. And then we have these 2 bolts. Go ahead and put them in nice and hand tight on that. Same thing down here. Again, if you've ever stripped one of these, you'll know why I do it by hand. I don't think it's smart to do it any other way, but feel free to do what you think is best for your job. Done and done. We just got to tighten them down to spec. Okay, 25 foot-pounds, 14 millimeter. That right there does it. That right there does it. We are good on this side. We can go ahead and do exactly the same thing on the other side. And then once you're done, we'll go ahead and put the wheel back on. Let's go ahead and spray this thing down with some brake cleaner. Looks good right there. We'll go ahead and put the tire on. Go ahead and grab your 5 lug nuts. I do like to start these all by hand to make sure we don't strip anything out. Then we'll go ahead and tighten these down to 94 foot-pounds. This is a 21 millimeter. So we got a 21 millimeter with a 94 foot-pound torque stick. Go ahead and tighten this down. I do like to go in a star pattern so your lug nuts get tightened. And you're all good to go. Go ahead and give this thing a test drive and check out to see how good you did your brakes. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you do have any questions, put them down in the comment section below. Hope you have a great rest of your day.